Alright, welcome back to some Tecmo Madison 13 training. It's me and Mort again, and today we got a special kind of stream for you. We're going to do play-by-play analysis, Jets vs. Saints.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. We'll let Mort talk about his Saints playbook first, and then I'll talk about my Jets playbook, and then we're going to break down each play, what mainly the defensive player is thinking, and then the offensive player will interject his thoughts on what's going on during the course of the game. So the outcome is, the outcome is going to be a little bit off just because we're explaining everything we do, but this is more for training purposes, for sure.
All right. So to start off with, just with my roster, I'm going to be putting in 4K at QB because he has more pass control, as you can see, with 44. Walsh has 38. I'm going to, with my running backs, I've taken Hayward out of the starting running back position and moved him over the tight end, where his hitting power will do more good, and it's 25 MS, and put Hilliard's 50 MS in. And then I put in my tight end at receiver for more blocking, and he still has 38 receptions. I got another running back in, and Martin stays where he is. Hayward goes to kick returner because he's a great kick returner. Playbook-wise, I've got him pretty much my standard run-and-shoot playbook for this matchup. I think he'll do well against the Jets linebackers. And I'm going to need to run the ball and keep the ball out of McMillan's head from picking me off. And so I have 3 run-and-shoot passes and runs. I go with the shotgun play because the computer doesn't defend it well. I usually get a couple openings on it. And I've decided to take this run down. I've been having a lot of success with it recently. And I'm going to be able to use that very effectively with Hilliard of 50 MS. All right, your turn at the Jets.
All right, so for the Jets playbook, I know the Saints have some defensive players. They have actually like 6 guys with 50 maximum speed, so they have speed throughout. So, a balanced playbook is going to work versus the Jets. So, I noticed in some of the games that I played yesterday versus Mort, my best playbook was the standard playbook that I go with. This is really... There's only one play that it really flex out, and it's this run two. So if they have some linebackers that could easily break in the line, I'll just keep this run up the middle. And then if they don't, then I'll pick the sweep. But the Saints do have a couple good linebackers, and so I'll just stick with this run up the middle. So as you can see, we have a run left, run right, and a run and shoot pass play. So those are all disguised. We have a pass play, my pass 2 and a pass or the run 4 that are disguised as the same formation, and then we have the pro T with this play right here, run 2 and pass 3, and then the shotgun's a dead giveaway, but that's alright because it's an awesome play. And then for my offensive starters, I just put Boyer in as kick returner, punt returner, because he has the best hitting power, which is 56, so he's probably not going to popcorn anyone, but at least he won't get smacked around. And then I just put in Hector in at running back because his maximum speed is 44, so I got 2 running backs with 44 maximum speed, so hopefully that does the trick, and I'm leaving O'Brien in, of course. So let's get into the game and give our play-by-play analysis.
All right.
And the analysis of the coin toss is if you win it, usually you always want to kick off. Because you just don't know how the game's going to play out. And it's going to be a huge benefit to get that ball at halftime. So I'm going to kick off. And assuming Mort doesn't do a kickoff return for a touchdown with Craig Hayward, I'll be able to explain what I'm doing on defense.
Wow, I think I could probably take this one. He feels fast today. He does.
All right, so against the Saints, I'm a little bit more worried about the running game than the passing game. Hilliard's got a 50 maximum speed. The passing game is going to rely heavily on what the quarterback's doing. So this first play, I'm expecting run, and I'm picking Clifton because he's got coverage, and I'm guessing that he's going to run up, but he goes for a pass play, and he completes it, and he fumbles, but he had tons of options because I guessed run, and pretty much everybody was open. So I'm still more concerned about the run here. And based on the play I picked, I'm going with Clifton. So it's a run up, so I guess correctly, but he still gets the first down. He makes a good move. All right, so he's disguising well with his run and shoot, so he's making me guess which defender to pick. I'm going to get in a passing situation. I'm going to guess pass. I'm going to go with McMillan. He's got the best interceptions. So with McMillan, I was still in a good position right here to break up that play. And I do break it up for a shorter game, but he still gets 8 yards, so that's not too great there. All right, so run and shoot. It could be any of 6 of his plays. So he's keeping me guessing, and he goes pass, and I guess run, so everybody's open. And he gets a nice little dump off to Hillard, gets out of bounds, so he doesn't fumble. Good play by Mort right there. And again, run and shoot. So I could use Bird, I could use Clifton, McMillan. Those are my star defenders. And I'm just guessing pass, so I'm sticking with McMillan. Hopefully I could get some interceptions going. And Mort waits. He waits just enough time because he was baiting me on that bottom receiver. He saw that I was sticking to it, so there was just enough time for John 4K to throw that ball deep. And that's the tough choices you make in Tecmo Super Bowl. Looking back on that play, I probably should have just went with the deep guy and given him the short pass. But, sometimes you got to take those gambles because you could get a big pick.
And that's early in the game. A lot of times I'll throw a deep pass early on and take a risk because you've got to make sure that they know you're going to throw it deep so that they respect it and leave your short guy open so they're not trying to guess on you to make it harder.
Right.
I'm on defense, and with his playbook, I'm thinking a lot of containing the run and then about the pass too. And then I'm going to mainly this game, I'm going to be using the pass guesses to contain pass. And then that way, I noticed with his playbook, for example, like if he's running, then I'll know he's running sometimes based on just by guessing the only pass in the formation. We'll start here. Now I got lucky to contain him because I got crumpled there. And sometimes it's risky to do that move, but sometimes you get help and you can stop that play for a big loss. So it's second down, and I'm still concerned mainly about containing the run. And it's going to be this linebacker. I guess the pass in this formation. All right, now it's a 3rd and 10. It's a passing situation, although a run could be effective. Against this formation, I'm going to pick a lot of my top linebacker because he's very good, and he has no assigned blocker, so it'll be free against run or pass. And I did guess the play.
Yeah, so 2 guess plays out of 3. It's not going to bode well for a strong drive. Didn't really want to chuck it up there and risk an interception, so I'm just going to punt the ball away. And hope for the best on defense. Maybe get lucky with a punt return fumble. Sometimes that's your best offense. They do happen. But it looks like Mort's... I thought he was going to go straight out of bounds, but he stayed in. He's risking it just a little bit because Hayward's got that hitting power.
All right, so let's start drive number 2.
All right, so I'm still concerned about the run. So I'm going to pick Clifton, and I picked the correct play. So actually, in retrospect, because of the play I picked, I should have actually been McMillan or Bird. That way, if he ran to the bottom of the screen with this other run and shoot running play, I could have gotten down there easily. So I should have picked a different defender, but it worked out. So now he's at second down in a passing or running situation. So I'm guessing pass because it is 2nd and long. I guess right, but there's still some guys open. And I might be able to get over there. And, yep, big pick. And, that's the thing. You got to make those adjustments with quarterbacks that don't have the passing speed. and the Saints don't have good quarterbacks, so a throw that you could get away with certain quarterbacks, like Ken O'Brien, probably could have made that throw. You're not going to get away with it with Forcade.
I put myself in a tough situation, but I contain those running plays. So against this formation, I mainly want to focus on containing the run. All right, 4 yards, not too bad, not too bad.
So I bounced that one outside because I saw him coming in, and I picked up a respectable gain, nothing special.
All right, obviously passing situation. So I'm going to get as many guys into coverage. I'm just going to pick turn roll. Luckily, I got very good coverage. Back of the end zone there. I got lucky there.
Yeah, and I just needed to make that throw quicker, and I possibly could have had a completion, but I was delayed in it, and that's what happens.
I'm expecting run, so my main priority here is going to be to defend and run. But I also got to remember he has 2 runs, so it's not easy to pick someone to defend up. I'm going to pick Maxey. All right. Ooh, nice chop block out there. Oh, I got lucky to dive at him from
Makes
behind.
a huge diving play there. And now it's decision time for me. 4th and 1, should I just take the points? Or should I run? Or should I pass? So, 4th and 1, I'm going to risk it here.
All right.
And hope he
Based
doesn't
on the
guess right.
formation, I want to make sure I can crash down on that running play of his and hope see what happens.
And
Yeah,
no.
I figured you had it.
And I wasn't trying to get out of bounds, but that's just where the play took me, and I got lucky and just picked up the first down just barely. So that was quite the fight. And Mort knows it's passed, so he's going to give himself the best defender for pass, and he takes me down.
All right. Let's see. Let's think about this. I'm still here leaning mainly run, and I'm going to go back, still be swilling so I can contain. He's passing. I guess to run, so those guys are open. And my contain was pretty good by my drone defenders. He couldn't run it into the end zone on his own. Alright. Now, again, I got to mainly be concerned about his run to sweep play. I'm going to pick this guy. And I guess that play, which is why I picked him, even though he normally gets blown up by the play. And I managed to hold him to a field goal, and I have a chance to block it, too, with Swilly. Couldn't get in there. Well, I got in there, but I couldn't get it blocked. But still, I managed to hold him to 3 points after my mistake, and after he even got that risky first down, so mission accomplished. Now, the beautiful thing with the Saints is sometimes you don't even need to go to offense. You just need to get it to Hayward. Run.
He has that 44 maximum speed because of their right tackle. So them and the Steelers have a strong kick returner, and the Saints have the best because Hayward's got that 94 hitting power and 44 maximum speed.
Gotta go to my backup. Conditioning showed that my backup went in bad. My starter, Forcade, went in bad. Bringing out Walsh.
All right, so now defensively, I might play this a little bit differently. I'm usually worried about run, but I might be guessing more passes just because there's only 2 minutes left. So I kind of want to invite the run a little bit. Just don't let them pick up a big gain in the running game.
I'll avoid mistakes.
And I guess pass, but and a linebacker makes a huge play. If that was Clifton, he could have actually picked that off because he got a 50 in interceptions. That could have been a huge play for me, but he just tips it, so I'll be all right with that. All right, so again, run and shoot. He has 6 plays. It could be run left, run right, run with the quarterback, or passing play, but I'm guessing pass. So I'm sticking with McMillan. He has good interceptions, good speed. And I'll just let him run with the quarterback there, even though he picks up the first down. Time is dwindling. I'm not too worried about it. I'm definitely staying home with the deep ball. And now he tries a run, so I picked McMillan there. Just in case he did run that sweep down, that run 3 is probably the best running play in the game. So obviously I'm always going to have that in the back of my mind. And again, I'm suspecting pass, so I want to be McMillan, but I want to be able to take down that sweep. He runs up, and the Saints don't do a good job blocking McMillan, but he still picks up a solid game there. But that's okay. But he's getting close to field goal range now, so if I can make a huge stop here, and again, he's disguised, he's not picking his shotgun plays, not picking his dead giveaway run, and I'm sticking with McMillan because if he passes, I want to have McMillan. And I get caught up by a drone blocker there. It's not what I want to see myself do, but it happened. And now he's going to have a shot at the end zone. So, but 18 seconds, maybe I can make him drain that off the clock. And again, even if he runs, I still want McMillan for pass or run, so I'm sticking with him. And he's going to get a little closer. And he's cutting it close, but Mort's good at his time management. 2 seconds left. And if he makes this field goal, which it looks like he will, it's going to give him a nice 7-point lead heading into halftime.
That drive, I just focused on getting myself into field goal range, and then at the same time, once I did, I got a big gain. Hayward's blocking tore apart, and that was very good for us there. And then it's 10-3 at halftime. It's looking good.
So far, it's been a solid game, defensive battle. Mort's been able to move the ball more than I have, but thankfully I get the ball at halftime, so I have a chance on this drive to actually tie up the game. So we're both in good shape as of right now, headed into the second half. All right, so
I'm up 7, so I want to keep the plays in front of me. I'm going to guess a lot of pass this drive. I'm going to use my linebackers a lot to contain his runs. All right, so he's in the passing formation. He only got one guy open.
And just take, nobody was open, so I'm happy to get 5 yards off that play.
Alright, so again, back to this formation, which I have other options against this formation. I've shown him a lot of swilling. Right now I'm going to use my DB2. Unfortunately, I got crushed there. Get back. Get out of bounds. Kind of inbounds there, no fumble, but still.
I know, maybe I shouldn't have risked that for the extra yards, but
hey, it worked. All right. Okay, so now he's picking a pass play. I want to be my best defensive back right now. That's what I thought. Since I guessed to run, I got no coverage. All right, caught him in bounds again. That could always happen. That fumble could happen at that time. Okay, so now again, I want to contain this play, but also I want to try to see if my DB2 move could work. If he's sweeping. Nope, he's passing. Now I've got my best defensive back. And a sack. Couldn't make up his mind on what to do with it, and my pressure got into him. Okay, again, a run and shoot formation. I'm going to be my second linebacker. I guess the sweep, hoping he would run again, and now I've really got the advantage. I can sit back and pass. Not have to worry too much about runs. Then I'm going to be a linebacker who's getting the coverage. He's got 2 guys open, hugging his tight end, letting him have that guy. All right, it's 4th and 7.
So I felt pretty good about making that short throw with O'Brien. Knew I probably wasn't going to get the first down there, but I'll be happy with the field goal if I can make it. And looking good. So this puts it at 10-6. So if I get a good defensive stop and I can score a touchdown, that puts me in good position to win the game. So I'm still feeling pretty good after getting that field goal.
All right.
And whenever you're playing the Saints, you have to take account for Craig Hayward because he can return one at any time. So I'm making sure to get my drones there.
Nice.
And we got him down. So it's going to be a long field for Mort. Really what I want to do is force him into pass as much as possible and hope I can pick one off. With the poor quarterbacks on the Saints and McMillan's interception stats, and I already have one so far in this game, that could actually happen, and that could be a game changer. So,
well, I went through my conditioning again. My 4K is still in bad. I noticed Mays in good, so I put him in right away, and I moved Hilliard over to receiver, which also happens. Martin's in bad, my normal receiver. Now I have a 50 MS receiver too. A nice little thing to have. All right, and then the rest of the players as they've been.
all right, so this is an obvious run play. I'm going to use McMillan and just run down there and try to limit the amount of yards. And he gets a little more than I like. I like to limit that play to about 3 or 4 yards. He gets 8 on it, so he's looking in pretty good shape. So this could be anything here. I'm going to pick Clifton here and try to bring as many guys back in coverage, but he runs. And since I was Clifton, the bottom side inside linebacker, I'm able to break that play up pretty easily, but he still gets a first down. Alright, so this could be anything. I'm going to stick with Clifton again. You got that good interception rating as a linebacker. I want to try to cover as many receivers as I can, and Mort makes a good play. 2 guys open on opposite sides of the field, stationary. It was tough to guard them with just Clifton, and that is the end result. Again, run and shoot. This time I'm going with McMillan. I just don't want to get caught up in a running play, but he passes. And I got pretty good coverage here. Should be able to guard these 2 guys on the top side. And Kyle Clifton, drone, comes up with a huge sack for me. So now he's 2nd and 18. So he's deep in the hole. So this is a key play right here. I want to use McMillan to be back in the passing game. And I guess the right running play, which is run 3, I figured that he would probably try to just get that to 3rd and manageable. But I stopped the running game. And now he's in an obvious passing situation. So I don't see him running at all. And I'm going to put Clifton back in coverage to try to cover as many guys as I can. I picked the right play, and he's unable to make the throw, and now he has to punt. 4th and 20, you don't see him going for that, especially with the lead.
Yeah, he caught me dancing around with my quarterback on that first down. I should have taken 2 or 3 yards. It threw me off my conservative game. I started passing with those great coverage guys. All of a sudden, I couldn't get anything done.
All right, so 80 yards to drive down the field here. There's 3:26 left on the clock. The ultimate goal here is to eat up the clock and score with as little time on the clock as possible. And I got to score a touchdown. So here we go. We'll see if I can do it.
All right, my goal here is to still to contain the run play. I'm going to pick Swilling because he's freed up. I've guessed the pass play.
Oh, and the linebacker makes a huge play.
All right, let's go on to 2nd down. Now as a 2nd and 10, I want to make sure that on this drive he either scores quickly so I have time, or he just can't score at all. And right now I just mainly want to contain whatever I see, run or pass. And I'm going to be my best player in Madison. All right, he does the sweep. I'm not getting it. Oh, but he didn't get much blocking because I picked the run play there. I contained him to 5 yards. Now it's 3rd down. And there's a chance to stop this drive now and just make things difficult with the right decisions here. He's passing, obviously pass situation. I'm going to get as many guys in coverage. I got most of his guys covered. And I managed to out-tap him, 4th and 2.
I feel like I'm in 4-down territory, so I was going for just a few yards to make this as easy as possible. And this is a big play coming up.
Alright, and then on this play, I'm just going to be my best guy again, and I just want to make sure that even though it's 4th and 2, he can get the first down. I want to make sure he doesn't get a touchdown either. So, it's too long for me to get up there to contain him for the 2 yards. But I was kind of hoping he'd pick the sweep and I'd get some help. And at the same time, I guessed a pass play in that formation. I'll let him get the first down and burn some clock down. Hopefully he won't get a JJ TD.
So yeah, that was a huge pickup for me. I ran a play I knew I could get a few yards on if he didn't pick it, and it worked out in my favor. So now it's time to see if I could eat up more chunks, because that was just too long of a drive for 10 minutes.
I also have a decent safety, so I'm going to be him, so I'm back and contained no matter what happens. Run or pass. Alright, I guess the run, everyone's open. And he picks the guy in the middle, the guy I most likely wanted to throw to, so I can tackle him inbounds, chance of a fumble. And he hasn't gotten the first down, but he gained a few more yards. I actually wouldn't mind letting him get in a little bit closer, so that way it's not as long as an attempt for a JJ, if that's what it comes down to. And then, again, I'm going to be the safety to contain, primarily run or pass. Now, I've guessed the run again, and I'm going back to contain the deep passes. And he's throwing it, and...
Oh, no.
But it's a bad throw, falls incomplete. He's not risking as much because I don't have the greatest defensive backs, and he does have a pretty good receiver up there. And it's a good time to take a couple shots, but now it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, so I was thinking 2nd and 1. If I'm going to take a shot to score a touchdown, this is it, because I'm still in manageable first down range.
Okay, obvious pass. I want to get in my pass contain. I've actually been guessing here. I've actually been guessing a lot of run. I've guessed run here. So I just want to be out there covering pass. I just have to contain him. He can get first downs. He can move the ball. I'm just not going to let him get in the end zone. It'll be easier to stop him if he gets closer. So I'm giving him these guys now.
So I pick up a nice chunk there. That's probably been my best play so far on this entire drive. So I'm feeling pretty good. But now I gotta get closer to the end zone here.
All right, pro form play. I want to make sure I contain that with this guy if it's a run. But now I can get back in pass coverage. Oh, he's got a one-on-one.
And this, I'm definitely taking the shot with the poor linebacker. And there it is, a JJ. Yeah. So that was a calculated risk by me.
Oh, but now we're paid off.
Yes, and that was more luck than a calculated risk, because I got the JJ catch. And, those jumping jackasses, they could be frustrating. But the reason why I definitely threw that up is because I know Mills is not a good coverage linebacker. Yeah. And as soon as I saw that with O'Brien's pass control plus his receptions, that's the best opportunity I have for a covered catch. So I threw that no matter what. Now, the game is not over here, and the reason is because Craig Hayward can return this for a touchdown. So I have to be very careful to stop this kick return, because I think that's his best option to score. But he might just take it and go out of bounds. I want to kick it straight down the middle to eat up clock for him to get out of bounds. And I think he's going to look at it and see that he probably wants to throw up a JJ and do the best he can. So in this situation, in all 4 of his passing plays, he has nice streaks down the field. The one play I'm not going to pick, well, I got to pick one of them. So I'm going to guess this is his final play of the game. I'm going to bring back McMillan, and he's my best defender. I get bad coverage, but he's throwing deep, and he's buying time. Fenner to you. He's got the smack speed.
Oh, man, jumped. Dome, though. I kept myself in it. I gave myself a chance. I did that linebacker. If I could take that back, I probably would have picked the safety for coverage there. But I forgot right there just to make sure he was contained shorter. My strategy was to try to get him closer to the end zone so that he couldn't throw up a JJ. But then that one play, I thought he would throw it to the wide open short guy. But he took advantage of that opportunity I gave him and won the game.
Yeah, I noticed you picked Mills on an earlier play in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm unwilling to take certain defenders, but I noticed the way you play defense, you're willing to take a poor defender against certain formations. So why was it that you chose Mills for that specific play? Was it because it's good to break up that running play.
It's more for the running game. I assumed my cornerbacks were going to be good for me on that play because I guessed the pass there. I assumed they were going to be there on that deep route, and I was just going to have to worry about the other three guys. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Most of the game it had been working out that way. I'd been picking that guy, and I'd been getting good coverage against it. But on that one play, it was just a one-on-one situation, and in a one-on-one situation, I ended up being screwed.
Yeah, that was a really good game. You know, the Jets-Saints matchup is one you're going to see at Tecmo Madison. You got to be ready to play this matchup. To be honest, I've had this called on me in tournaments before, and I've struggled with it. Now I feel more comfortable on the Jets side of things. On the Saints, I got a little bit of work to do. But this is a matchup you're going to see, so be ready for it.
All right.
So yeah, that was a play-by-play analysis. We thought you could really dive into what we're thinking throughout the game if we did a stream like this. So if you want to see certain matchups where we could do play-by-play analysis, we might be able to get a few more in like this before the Tecmo Madison tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're going to continue with our team breakdowns on Wednesdays. And we'll see if time permits, we could get in more play-by-play analysis. So if you liked this type of Tecmo stream, breaking down this game for Tecmo Madison training, just let us know in the comments. And, take care.